atom smaller than the material atom. And actually, the Mundak Upnishad, as it is explaining, Swami Shrila Prabhupada is explaining the science. According to the Mundak Upnishad, this atomic soul is situated in the heart of every living entity, and because of the measurement of the atomic soul is beyond the power of appreciation of the material scientists, some of them assert foolishly that there is no soul. The individual atomic soul is definitely there in the heart along with the supersoul. As it is explained in the scriptures, the individual atomic soul is definitely there in the heart along with the supersoul, and thus all the energies of the bodily movement are emanating from this part of the body. So the body is active, the body is working, as just now we discussed. When the soul passes away from the body, when the soul goes out of the body, then the body is dead body. It has no consciousness. And truly speaking, it is the soul, the influence of the soul, the presence of the soul, which is actually making the body active. The individual atomic soul is definitely there in the heart along with the supersoul, and thus all the energies of the bodily movement are emanating from this part of the body. And not only soul, actually because of the presence of the soul, because the soul has to go through experience. So nityo nityanam chetnas chetnanam ekoj bahunam viddhati kaman. So the super soul, who is always seated with the soul in the region of the heart, is actually sanctioning the desires. Maya dhakshena prakriti suyate characharam. Actually, the living entity or the soul is not truly speaking, is not able to command, or it cannot give direction. We are lifting our hand and we are thinking that we are actually lifting. But prakriti kriyamanani gune karmani sarvashaha ahankar vimudhatma kartaham iti banyate. So of course there is a desire in our heart to lift the hand. We are desiring. The soul which is seated in the heart, it is desiring. And we lift our hand and we think that I have lifted my hand, but actually that too is done by Prakriti, because this is all nature, matter. Even matter is material nature, inferior nature, which is energy of the Supreme Lord. And in the further forthcoming verses, Lord Shri Krishna will explain. He is the one who gives direction or instruction, or the Prakriti or the nature is acting as per the directions of the Supreme Lord. The Super Soul is also seated with the soul, and he sanctions Upadrishta Anumanta. He sanctions various things in each and everyone's life, and things are happening, matter is moving by his direction, but the soul experiences as if he is the doer. Prakriti kriyamanani guna karmani sarvashah ahankar vimudhatma kartahamiti manyate. The soul thinks that he is the doer, but actually the doer is the Supreme Prakriti, which acts on the direction of the Supreme Lord. Even in the material world, the doer. So the individual atomic soul is definitely there in the heart along with the super soul, and thus all the energies of the bodily movement are emanating from this part of the body. All the energies of bodily movement are emanating from this part of the body. But Swami Shrila Prabhupada says, unfortunately, medical science accepts the importance of red corpuscles, but it cannot ascertain the source of energy is the soul. So we do a lot of research and we give various answers that how the body is deriving energy. Lungs carry oxygen, the corpuscles which carry the oxygen from the lungs gather energy from the soul. That is not known to the medical science. And we think, okay, this these things, these cells, these things are the source of energy in the body, but no one actually knows that they derive energy from the region of the heart because of the presence of the soul and the supersoul in the body. So medical science accepts the importance of red corpuscles, but it cannot ascertain the source of energy is the soul. Medical science, however, does admit that the heart, medical science, however, does admit that the heart is the seat of all energies of the body. But somehow or other they understands the medical science, the present medical science, modern medical science, it admits that the heart is the seat of all energy of the body. Heart is very, very important in the body. So such atomic particles of the spirit whole, Swami Shrila Prabhupada in the last paragraph, he writes, such atomic particles of the spirit whole are compared to the sunshine molecules. And so as in the sunshine we see, there are innumerable radiant molecules. There are innumerable radiant molecules. Similarly, the fragmental parts of the Supreme Lord are atomic spark of the rays of the Supreme Lord. It is explained in the Vedic literatures that they are called actually prabha. The Supreme Lord is absolute truth, and from Him, truly speaking, everything has emanated from Him, and He is the source of even all the living entities, and which are emanating from His body. The fragmental part of the Supreme Lord are atomic sparks of the rays of the Supreme Lord. Are atomic sparks of the rays of the Supreme Lord called by the name prabha or superior energy, which are part of the superior energy. Apareyam itastvanya prakritim vidime param. So the living entities are part of the superior energy and are fragmental parts of the Supreme Lord, atomic sparks of the rays of the Supreme Lord called by the name prabha or superior energy. So the living entities are actually spiritual in nature, as it is discussed earlier also. They do not belong to this material world, they do not belong to the inferior nature, they belong to the superior nature, and they are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, but are atomic, anu, in size as compared to the Supreme Lord, and are like rays. So in the sunshine, Swami Srila Prabhupada gives a wonderful analogy. In the sunshine there are innumerable radiant molecules. Similarly, the fragmental part of the Supreme Lord are atomic sparks of the rays of the Supreme Lord called by the name prabha or superior energy. So no one can deny, Swami Srila Prabhupada is concluding that no one can deny, neither Vedic knowledge nor modern science denies the existence of the spirit soul in the body. So even the Vedic literature, of course, it is explaining wonderfully about the soul, but even the medical science, modern science, they knows very well that the living force in the body, the living force is different from the matter. At least that they accept. Because any amount of, as explained by Swami Srila Prabhupada previously, any amount of material administration, any material administration, any chemical change or anything cannot bring back consciousness in a dead body. Scientists and researchers, doctors, they have tried a lot and research is going on. But any amount of medical, once the soul passes the body, the consciousness cannot be brought back in the body. So at least everyone has admitted that life at least everyone has admitted that the life or the living force in the body is different from the matter. It is superior. It is superior to matter. Even we have experience when somebody dies, we say he has gone. If somebody dies in some family, the family members, they say, my uncle, my father, my grandfather, my father, he is gone. He is no more. Though the body lies there, but still everyone says this. He has gone. He has gone to how many planets? Or anything, those who have some knowledge, they say something. But here it is so wonderfully, it is explained. And Swami Shrila Prabhupada is concluding, neither Vedic knowledge nor modern science denies the existence of spirit soul in the body. And the science of the soul is explicitly described in the Bhagavad Gita by the personality of Godhead himself. So because in this age, Kali Yuga, we do not have access or even if there are some Vedic literatures, we do not have, truly speaking, access to the Vedic literatures. But even if there are some literatures, it is not possible for us, all of us, to understand or to comprehend that knowledge. Because in this age, our intelligence, and that's why in the Mundak Upnishad it is said, the soul is atomic in size and can be perceived by perfect intelligence. But most of us in this age of Kali Yuga, we are totally, Swami Srila Prabhupada explains, bodily concept of life. We are living completely in the bodily concept of life. And intelligence is not, even this Vedic knowledge is not taught in the schools and colleges. And our intelligence is very, very limited. Manda sumanda matayo manda bhagya, and it is not very easy. One is not able to understand so easily with the limited intelligence about the spiritual subject matter, and there is no access to the Vedic literature, and it is not possible even because the age is like that and life is very less. Manda sumando matayo manda bhagya kalyugasmin yuge jana, as it is explained in the Srimad Bhagavatam and other Vedic literatures. So it is not possible to understand all this science, and for that reason only Lord Shri Krishna is explaining the essence or the summary of all the Vedic literature and the science of soul and supersoul. The science of soul is explicitly described in the Bhagavad Gita by the personality of Godhead himself. So very mercifully, for the benefit of entire humanity, Lord Shri Krishna is explaining this wonderful science, and all of us can get benefited out of it by reading and understanding and implementing these wonderful instructions of the Supreme Lord in our day-to-day life. And if we lead a life in a spiritual way as instructed in the Bhagavad Gita, then our life, we can get liberation, which is the actual. When the soul is purified from the contamination of the 5 kinds of material air, its spiritual influence is exhibited. So at the present moment, we are not able to exhibit our real spiritual nature or influence. So once purified, if we follow the instructions of the Bhagavad Gita, then we can also be purified completely of this material existence, and we can experience our real Sachidananda nature, spiritual nature, and live a life, eternal life full of bliss and happiness. So, wonderful verse. We'll take up more verses. Very, very wonderful verse, and so wonderful explanations in the Vedic literature. And Lord Shri Krishna is summarizing, is giving the essence of all those teachings of the Vedas to all of us through his dear friend Arjunji. So, with this, I would like to stop here. May Lord Shri Krishna, may Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, may Swami Shrila Prabhupada bless all of us. So, Jai Om Vishnupad, Paramhans Parivrajacharya, Shrotar Shri Srimad Sityavan Ke Sabai Charnar, Vindu Bhakti Vedanta, Swami Shrila Prabhupada Ji Ki Jai. All glories to His Divine Grace. Abhay Charnar, Vindu Bhakti Vedanta, Swami Shrila Prabhupada. All glories to Bhagavad Gita. All glories to Lord Chaitanya. All glories to Holy Name Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.